Good morning, everyone. How are you today?
We're fine, sir.
We're
Fine,
fine, sir.
sir.
I know some of you are fine and some of you are not. That you are stressed because you have so many activities and performance tasks due today. That's why in this meeting I will be just needing you 20 minutes and the rest of the time I will give it for you to rest and to take a nap. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So, so let's start our discussion. So this meeting we will be talking about eukaryotic cell. So let me share my screen first. So before we start, can someone recall what did I discuss last meeting? So I will call Mr. Ceballos. Mr. Ceballos, can you recall what did I discuss last meeting?
Okay, sir. Last meeting we discussed about a cell, in which a cell is the basic membrane-bound unit that contains the fundamental molecules of life, and of which all living things are composed. And also, cells form tissue and cooperation between tissue. In turn, form organs which carry out the functions necessary to sustain the life of an organism. And we have three theory of cell. First, all living organisms rather are made up of one or more cells. Second is cells comprise the smallest functional unit of life. And the last one is cells comes only from pre-existing cells. And we have two types of cells, and we have two types of cells, which is prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells.
So that's correct, precisely, exactly. So as we know, cell has two types, right? The prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. But today, let's dig more deeper about eukaryotic cell. So class, let's start our discussion. May I have a moment of silence so that we will finish early? Okay, so as we know, eukaryotic cell is made up of a lot of cells. Eukaryotic cell has more complex structure than the prokaryotic cell. These are cells that contains a nucleus and organelles enclosed by plasma membrane. But today, let's focus on the structure of an animal cell. Next. So, organisms that have eukaryotic cells include protozoa, fungi, plants, and animals. But as I said earlier, today let's focus on the structure of animal cell. Next. So, Miss Bakuli, can you read what is an animal cell?
Animal cells are typical of the eukaryotic cell enclosed by a plasma membrane and containing a membrane-bound nucleus and organelles. Unlike the eukaryotic cells of plants and fungi, animal cells do not have a cell wall.
Exactly. So, animal cells has its organelles. Next. So as you can see, here is an example of animal cell structure. We have the mitochondria, peroxisome, rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, vacuole, centrosomes, microtubes, lysosomes, cytoplasm, Golgi vesicle, Golgi apparatus, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, nucleolus, crenation of cell membrane. So let's talk about its organelles. Next. So here are some organelles of an animal cell. Miss Bakul, can you read what is a cell membrane?
Cell membrane, also known as the plasma membrane. It can also only let certain molecules enter and exit inside the wall.
So as Miss Bakuli said, a cell membrane is also known as the plasma membrane. It can also only let certain molecules enter and exit the cell inside the wall. So in other words, a cell membrane is also known as a gatekeeper or or the signal of other organelles. So next, we have cytoplasm. So Miss Noya, can you read what is cytoplasm?
Cytoplasm. It is where all the organelles are suspended. It is also the ground substances and the biggest part where cell organelles are found.
So cytoplasm, as I said earlier, cell membrane is the gatekeeper and the signal of other organelles. And when we say cytoplasm, it is where all the organelles are suspended. So it receives a signal if there is an organelles. Okay. So next organelles we have ribosomes. So Mr. Comendador, can you read what is a ribosome?
Ribosomes, particle that is present in large numbers in all living cells and serves as a site of protein.
So ribosomes, it is the third part of which the the structure of an animal cell. So as Mr. Comendador said, it is a particle that is present in the large members in all living cells and serve as the site of protein synthesis. So in other words, it could break down only molecules from micromolecules. Understand? Okay, next we have the endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum has two parts. It is the rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So when we say rough endoplasmic reticulum, this organelle is primarily concerned with the synthesis, folding, and modification of proteins, especially those that need to be delivered to different organelles within the cells. So it synthesizes proteins. So the rough endoplasmic reticulum, it is the primarily concerned with the synthesis, folding, and modification of proteins. So it only synthesizes proteins. While when we say smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it synthesizes lipids. Next. Mr. Ceballos, can you read what is smooth endoplasmic reticulum?
Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, a continuous membrane system that forms a series of flattened sacs within the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cell and serves multiple functions, being important particularly in the synthesis, folding, modification, and transport of proteins.
So as I said earlier, when we say rough endoplasmic reticulum, this is primarily concerned with the synthesis and folding, modification of proteins. So on the other hand, when we say smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it only synthesizes lipids. So the difference between rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulums is that when we say rough endoplasmic reticulum, it only synthesizes protein. And when we say smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it only synthesizes lipids. Okay? So next we have lysosomes. So lysosome is the responsible of getting rid of waste product. It is also the membrane-bound organelle which contain a number of enzymes for intercellular digestions. Okay, do you understand? Okay, next
Yes,
we
sir.
have Golgi apparatus. Miss Bakoli, can you read what is the definition of Golgi apparatus?
Golgi apparatus, also known as a Golgi body, and it is responsible for transporting, modifying, and packaging proteins and lipids.
So, as Ms. Bakoli said, it is responsible for transporting and modifying and packaging proteins and lipids through another organelle. So this is known as Golgi body. So next we have mitochondrion. So mitochondrion. Ms. Noya, can you read what is mitochondrion?
Mitochondrion is the powerhouse of the cell. It is responsible for cellular respiration and production of ATP in the cell.
So as Ms. Noya said, it is the powerhouse of the cell. So it provides the power of the cell. It is the production of ATP in the cells which means that it provides the energy through another organelles. Understand? So next we have centrioles. Okay, centrioles. Mr. Commendator, can you read what is centrioles?
Centrioles cells form a complex endoskeleton or microtubes which allows substances to be transported to any location in the cell.
So as what Mr. Commendador said, it is the cells form a complex endoskeleton of microtubes which allow substances to be transported to any location in a cell. So it is the division of cell. So it divides the cell. Okay. So next we have the nucleus. So Mr. Sibalius, can you read what is nucleus?
Nucleus, the site where the nucleic acid are synthesized and therefore directs all the activities of the cell.
So it directs all the activities of the cell. So the nucleus also serves as a site for the storage of hereditary genetic coding factors. So when we say nucleus, it is the site where the nucleic acid are synthesized and therefore directs all the activities of the cell. Okay, did you get it? So next we have cytoskeleton. So when we say cytoskeleton, guys, it is made of microtubules and microfilaments by spreading throughout the cell in the cytoplasm. The cytoskeleton helps maintain the shape of cell while also ensuring the elasticity. And when as I said earlier, when we say centrioles, cells form from complex endoskeleton and form of microtubes which allow substances to be transported to any location in a cell. While in cytoskeleton, it is made up of microtubules and microfilaments by spreading throughout the cell in the cytoplasm. The cytoskeleton helps maintain the shape of the cell while also ensuring its elasticity. So it means it, in other words, it is like the protection of the cell to maintain the shape of the cell. Okay, did you get it? So next we have that's all for today, I think. And guys, thank you for your time. And I know that you have so many activities due today. That is why I will give you the rest of the time. Thank you for participating in our class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
You can leave
sir.
now.
Bye.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Rosalie.